Welcome to Question Everything. This is more than a channel. This is a mindset, a movement, a reclamation of the one thing that makes you free, critical thought. Because the truth is, most people aren't thinking. They're reacting, they're consuming, they're obeying, and they don't even realize it. So let me ask you, what if the systems built to educate you were actually designed to create compliance? What if the people you were taught to admire were actually agents of manipulation? What if the conspiracy theories you've laughed at for years turned out to be true? Let's dig in. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why do I believe this? Where did that belief come from? Who benefits from me never questioning it? Critical thinking isn't optional anymore. It's not some academic luxury. It's survival in a world built on narratives, not facts. Most people move through life accepting whatever they're told, by the news, by social media, by government, by their peer group. They repeat headlines as if they're scripture. They treat opinions as gospel. They let feelings replace thinking. But when you stop and ask, when you look deeper, when you pause instead of react, you begin to break the spell. Critical thinking is what separates conscious beings from controlled ones. And if you don't train it, the system will train it out of you. Let's talk about the school system. Did you ever wonder where it came from, why it looks the way it does? In the early 1900s, John D. Rockefeller, one of the wealthiest men in history, founded the General Education Board. He funneled over $129 million into shaping the American education system. But he wasn't trying to create free thinkers. He was trying to create compliant workers. He's been quoted as saying, "I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers." The system he helped create was modeled on the Prussian school system, designed not for liberation but for obedience. Rows of desks, bells, uniforms, memorization over exploration, repetition over questioning, grades instead of growth. Why? Because an obedient, predictable worker is easier to manage than an independent, sovereign mind. Education became indoctrination, and most people never even realized it. Still think questioning is a waste of time? Let's look at a few conspiracies that turned out to be real. The Tuskegee syphilis experiment. For 40 years, the U.S. government studied black men with syphilis and refused them treatment even after penicillin was discovered. MK Ultra. The CIA literally ran mind control experiments using LSD on unknowing civilians. COINTELPRO. The FBI infiltrated and sabotaged American political groups it didn't like, especially civil rights leaders. The Gulf of Tonkin incident, fabricated to justify U.S. involvement in Vietnam. The lab leak theory of COVID-19, once considered fringe, now widely acknowledged as plausible by mainstream scientists and agencies. Hunter Biden's laptop, labeled Russian disinformation before the 2020 election, now verified as authentic, with implications still unfolding. Mass surveillance. Edward Snowden exposed that governments were spying on you. That wasn't a theory, it was fact. The list goes on. So ask yourself, if so many crazy ideas turned out to be true, what else might we be ignoring? Let's talk about idol worship. Our culture elevates celebrities, politicians, moguls, until it's impossible to see their corruption, until the mask falls. Here are a few of the elite who were once untouchable, until truth broke through. Harvey Weinstein, the Hollywood mogul who used his power to abuse dozens of women for decades, now convicted and imprisoned. Jeffrey Epstein, a billionaire pedophile with ties to the most powerful people in the world, found dead in his cell, client list still sealed. Bill Cosby, America's dad, exposed as a serial predator after years of silence. Diddy, Sean Combs, currently facing explosive allegations, lawsuits, and video evidence, pulling back the curtain on the entertainment industry. Ghislaine Maxwell, convicted of trafficking minors to elites, No major media investigation into who those clients were. These weren't fringe people, these were icons. And the institutions designed to expose corruption, they were complicit. So don't tell me it's dangerous to question. Tell me what's more dangerous, blind trust or truth that makes people uncomfortable. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist. You just have to stop being a blind follower. Here's how to start using critical thinking today. Interrogate the narrative. Ask, who benefits? Who is missing from this conversation? Separate emotion from evidence. Feeling offended doesn't make something untrue. Study the source. Is this information funded, censored, culturally biased? Look for patterns. Do the same players always benefit? Do the same media outlets always shift the goalposts? Turn the lens inward. What do you believe without evidence? Where were you programmed? Critical thinking isn't just outward, it's deeply internal, it's uncomfortable, but it's also liberating. We are in a spiritual, psychological, and information war. AI can now generate fake videos of real people. News stories are filtered by algorithms. Social media manipulates what you see and what you don't. We live in the illusion of choice, the illusion of truth, the illusion of being informed. But most people are being fed narratives, not facts. Most people are being kept calm and compliant, not informed and empowered. So here's the reality. If you don't question everything, you'll believe anything, and that's exactly what they're counting on. This channel isn't here to feed you answers. It's here to ignite questions, to wake up the parts of you that have been lulled to sleep, to remind you that you are sovereign, intelligent, and capable of holding two thoughts in tension while digging for truth. We question not because we're rebellious, but because we're responsible. Because we've seen what happens when people stop asking why, when people obey without discernment, when people trade critical thought for convenient comfort. You weren't born to follow, you were born to question. If this message resonated with something inside you, if it cracked open the voice you've been silencing, do this. Like this video to show you're awake. Comment below and tell me, what lie are you no longer willing to believe? Share this with someone still asleep who might be ready to wake up. Subscribe to join this movement, this community, this revolution of thought, because here we don't follow blindly. We don't worship titles. We don't settle for easy answers. We question everything, and we always will.